Can you guys hear me? So today I like to start with sharing on the General Qi Guang's books translation. So in the West, until today, we really don't have good translations or explanations on the Qi Guang's classic. And so what happened is, if you look at the translator in books, or the translation in the books or on the website you can find, the problem is people do not understand the who, what, why, how before they do the translation. Mostly is the problem of don't understand what, why, how. So they just translate the writing literally, and some claim they have a better translation, but they have a lot of guessing work. So it end up, after so many decades in the West, since 1970s, that is, we don't have a proper transfer of that knowledge of General Qi Guang to the West. And this is a big problem, because without that translation, one really don't know what is traditional Chinese martial arts. So if we just translate words and then add my opinion, I think perhaps then you got into problem, because you really don't know what you're talking about. And one thing really serious is, in the early of the General Qi Guang Classic translation of the chapter 14, many people studying Taiji translate the article, and they think Taiji is the ultimate, and so they translate things according to their Taiji way of thinking, and that messing up the entire thing. Why? We like it or not, today's Taiji, most of the Taiji is actually XTCMA. That's why Xi Xiaodong is big time opposing the Taiji idea. So you have something really serious, which is the Qi Guang chapter 14, and you get a guy who is translating using the Western Taiji mentality, or the XTCMA mentality. You end up screw up the General Qi Ji Guang chapter 14. And lately, there are some English translation from Asia, which you can see in Amazon, that have a problem. Because this type of translations is getting more into translate the Chinese language, not the content. So with this, nobody knows what it is. And seriously, that one chapter of the Qi Ji Guang Classic, that one chapter, and the diagram of momentum inside there, if you want to study it, at least if you have a teacher, a real teacher who know what it is, you will spend about at least a year to know what it is. A year, okay? It is not about you just reading some kinds of article or some type of Chinese classic literature. Even you know all the Chinese word there, you will not know what it is. You will still not know what it is. So if you know it, really know it, there is a what, why, how within that classic, that very short pages. So it is these pages, and then following a few pages of the 32 momentum. Okay? You need to spend a year with a good teacher to study all of them. It is not just literature. If we don't know what, why, how, we will not be able to making any sense out of it. And thus, if we translate that, it is really problematic. Now, ancient Chinese, the classical Chinese, which is being dropped off since 1919, it is a very precise and concise and compact language. Okay? So, for example, like this Qi Ji Guang's this thing, this page. This page itself have 11 sections. This thing have 4 parts. 4 parts there, and this entire chapter have 4 parts. And this itself have 11 sections, including the introduction. So you have introduction, and you have 11 sections there. Within the 11 section, you have 4 levels of martial arts training. The first is the functional training in today's language, the function of your body. The second is the basic body training used in the martial arts, like your kick, your strike, your throw, your takedown, those things. That's the second. The third one is to be able to play with the angle, distance, level. That's the third level. The fourth level is to be skilled in combinations. Like today's, in boxing, in Thai boxing, everything, we have combinations. And skill in combination, meaning that one be able to have their skill in combinations and be able to play the combination, because combination will always have to change. So you have all those 4 levels. So if you know how to read it, it is in that one pages. If we don't know how to read it, we can spend 30 years there. You have hundreds of thousands of people circle around and we don't know what it is. So traditional Chinese martial art have these 4 levels. I didn't say it, is as what General Qi Guang put it in his writing. Since this is what he used to train the army who like to study martial arts. Okay. Now, so today's traditional Chinese martial art have a problem. The problem is talking hand techniques without knowing about this 4 levels, and don't even have the functional training. So you keeping talking about hand, but you don't have the functional training. How are you going to compete with like people like Mike Tyson who have all kinds of combinations, which is at the 4th level? So the problem is, it is not traditional Chinese martial art, because I can prove to you with this a single pages there is that 4 level. And now you look around with the what I call the pseudo traditional Chinese martial art. How many level does one people know and people practice? How many level do you really master per the standard of General Qi Guang 1560? Okay. Now, if you look at those translations today exist in the West or even in the Asia, okay, in English or in other language, okay, they always translate the 32 momentum of the of Qi Guang as posture, as stance. Well, now you got a problem. Whenever we read something in General Qi Guang, if they translate it as a stance or as a posture, you know that guy who translated have no idea what it is. That's how clear it is. So the 32 momentum, every one of the momentum is a combinations. Like the other day in the asking hand or momentum probe video I released, I shared 2 days ago. That momentum probing momentum, which is one of the Qi Guang's 32 momentum, have so many changes. It is momentum within momentum, which is playing at the 4th level, which is the combination, the combo level. If we have no idea what it is and we are keeping thinking like in the movie, okay, you put your asking hand like that statically. Well, that's not what Qi Guang meant for. And that's not what Shaolin sword strike and those things meant for. And if you're talking this way, you got problem. So now you see this issue. And that's why when we look at ancient writing of the traditional Chinese martial arts, let's asking a few questions. The first is the what, why, how. Don't read the writing, just ask what, why, how is that? Please tell me what, why, how. Okay? Anybody write you a Chinese sentence, you want to know what, why, how. If that guy cannot tell you what, why, how, that means he doesn't know. Okay? So that is how serious it is. And for the in-depth, they need to be able to tell you the 4 level, the functional training, the basic using of the body in martial art, like your kicking and how many type of kicks is there and so forth, how many throw is there. Those belong to second. The third is the playing in the distance, angle, and level. And the fourth is combinations. Because if the guy is very skillful in combination, it comes from different area at you. You got problem. You cannot say, well, you know, I know this, like in Wing Chun, we know this Tan Sao. And then when people play a combination, we cannot say, I'm going to go Tan Sao and then hit you. And then you would be too late. Why? Because other people, by the time you think that way, you want to execute that way, the second move of the combination come from different angle. So you end up chasing people. You end up have a delay to chasing people. Well, that show that other people have the 4 level of skill, and we only have the first level, not even the real first level. So if we're keeping talking about techniques, what techniques? The techniques Qi Ji Guang talk about in the 32 momentum is at the 4th level. It's not at the first level. So hope that you can differentiate that. And that's why I'm writing this. That's why I'm writing this. I'm going to release it if I can in, say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks probably. Why? So you know what exactly happened in Ming Dynasty, not only Qi Ji Guang. And you can see how they link together, they connect together with the Shaolin sword strike. And then you can see how things define. And thus, you know who is there, what, why, and how. And in this book, it's going to show who, what, why, and somehow, because how is a big thing. How is a very big thing. It's like the other day I'm talking about this probing horse. So this is probing horse. This is probing horse, and I spend so much time on the probing, you know, on the other one, okay, and probing horse or the Wing Chun 1850, probing momentum. So there are so many things there. It is changes within changes of momentum. And you know, this writing here, which is describing the changes of changing momentum, guess what is it? That is what Queen Quid is. Quan Jue in Mandarin, in Cantonese is called Queen Quid. And today you can see all kinds of nonsense is called Queen Quid. Just because of people using the words there. Okay? So I'm going to clean this thing up. I'm not interested in martial art, but this is culture. It's like we're going to learn something. We want to know something, right? You know, we really, at the end of the day, we really can really learn something. Like, for example, we learn how to play piano. We will learn the music, the piano, how to play, and all kinds of different classics and so forth, so forth. So that at the end of the day, even though we are not in the concert or anything, we at home play our own piano ourselves, you know what you play, and you can relate it with the Beethoven, and so forth. And you know that's proper. And then you can have friends go, say, have dinners, and we can talk in the park, say, hey, this is what I understand, what the China Qi Guang's momentum number 5 is. And the other friend may say, well, I think it's that way. So you can share and expand our knowledge. Well, nobody know everything, right? So it is the time to get this, I call it Kung Fu source code in the West. Because when China don't have that today, in Asia, they don't have that today. The only way we can preserve this culture is in United States and in Europe, and also in Middle East, if people study that. And so in Southeast Asia too, who people really like to study, or Australia. Now, as I explained in the past few days, okay, and you have the XTCMA and the Sanda people like Xi Xiaodong MMA people, they're fighting, they're quarreling in China, in Asia. So they do their own stuff, we do our own stuff. We want to know what it is. And that is why I'm writing this book. And one thing is, people always complain, well, Hendrik, your book is very expensive. Well, the issue is like this. Like this book. Okay, like this book. Right now, I cut down it so that it is under $30. This book filled with what, why, how of the platform, or the basic of traditional Chinese martial art. If you read this book, after you read it, you study it, you go look at people when they talk Chinese martial arts, you know that whenever it is not within what the descriptions of this book, the basic of this book, what those is present to you is a pseudo art. Because in there you know about the 6 core element and so forth, so forth. So nobody can go out of the blue and tell you something else. Okay. So the same thing is, every of my books, it has to share the what, why, how. Or else, what is the point to write a book? And even if I write a book like full of my picture and everything, what does it worth? It doesn't worth much at all compared with all my books, including the Kung Fu source code is filled with who, what, why, how. So you really learn something. Okay, this is not movie. Okay, or I just get the book and mimic the photograph, and then sit down there talking which grandmaster passed which art to which grandmaster. We don't want to do that. We want to know, okay, this is Beethoven, the 5th Symphony. I want to know exactly the 5th Symphony. I want to be able to play exactly the 5th Symphony, even though I'm not the expert, the professional, but I like to play proper 5th Symphony. That's the bottom line. Or else we don't know. Okay? So I intended, I can share with the world, I intended this is like Porsche, the car Porsche. It is not Honda I got for everybody. It is like a Porsche. And you know that not everybody is going to buy a Porsche. That's why this is place, okay, in that place of only for those who really serious want to learn traditional Chinese martial arts. For those who want entertainment or other stuff or fighting, don't get my books, okay? Because that's not for it. So again and again, I'm saying here, repeating, asking what, why, how. If we don't know what, why, how, meaning we don't know. If we think this is perhaps this is if, then we don't know. If this is Sifu says this, well, you Sifu can say a lot of things, but is that what it is? Okay, so this is a really critical stuff. If this what, why, how, who we do not install back to the traditional Chinese martial art, you don't have traditional Chinese martial art. You only have all kinds of speculations. Okay, so this is what I like to share with you before I get into answer you guys' questions. Be really careful on that. Okay. So the 4 level, be careful. Now the first thing is TP said, what do you think of Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee is a really diligent guy who like to study. He's a good guy, a great guy, a really superb guy. The issue is that if I can do time travel today, I'm going to go back to 1964. After he fought Jack Man Wong, I give him all my books and translate to him all what General Qi Ji Guang said. So it is too bad that I cannot go back there. And I cannot help him to be even better. Okay? If he have that, the traditional Chinese martial art reform was started by him. Okay? So that's Bruce Lee. And he will not pass away so early. Because if he know the traditional Chinese martial art way of training, he know today's of the training and recovery, like in sports science, he can help his body better. Now, how long he can live more, I don't know, because we all have a limits. However, to provide him a lot of information to make him even greater, face it, he's better than me, right? So give him all the information, make him even better. So that's my view. Chess philosophy. Karate has the Bubishi as a source. Is the writing of Qi Ji Guang? Yes. Karate Bubishi is influenced by this. If you read my book, Restricting Wing Chun, you can find out a lot on this thing and how it linked down to the Shaolin and the Wing Chun. And all this, the 3 level of strategy is actually being exported to Okinawa. And if you look at this 32 momentum of General Qi Ji Guang, the 32 momentum of Qi Ji Guang, this is actually the concentrate, really, really concentrate. Bubishi is an explanations, or is a less concentrated versions, which is evolved into a less concentrated version. This is really, really how to say that, mature art. Somebody say, oh, today's MMA is better. No. Like yesterday, somebody put on under my my video a comment, said, no matter what General Qi Ji Guang do, is not going to be better than today's MMA. My answer to him is, do you know what is this? Do you know what is here? Do you know what is here before you talk? And I just talked with actually have a chat with my old buddy, a founder in Silicon Valley, on General Qi Ji Guang stuff. And He said, well, Hendrik, these people they are paying to do those kind of stuff. I said, yes, these are general, and their job at that time, there's no gun or like today or something. One part of their job is to think of all this technique, go through of all this momentum, all this scenario of fighting. There's their job. Compared with today's MMA, you look at it, 450 years ago is for survival. So until we know what it is, let's not make speculation. That's why I said, many people in China saying, well, you know, the ancient Qi Ji Guang stuff is only moving a straight line and so forth. You know, because they take Xi Xiaodong, Sanda away and so forth. And my answer is very simple. Why don't you go investigate? Is this linear or non-linear? 460 years ago, people already recorded it down. Okay? So, as the other day, I'm talking about the Chinese martial art. Right now, you have very little of the real traditional Chinese martial arts. You have a lot of pseudo traditional Chinese martial arts, and you have Santa. If you go to Japan, Okinawa, they have inherited a lot of true traditional Chinese martial art practice. Bubishi is one of them. So, like when people ask me about Wing Chun a few months ago, some say, "Oh, Bruce Lee have already said that Wing Chun is not is very narrow." You know, I don't really know that it is true or not. No, somebody told me that at that time because they're asking me in the conversations, how to know is Wing Chun is very narrow, because according to him, he said that Bruce Lee said this. No, I don't know. No, just what it is. So I tell him this: you go to Bubishi, the Okinawa Day Bubishi. Wing Chun has to have everything inside the Bubishi. If Wing Chun does not have everything inside the Bubishi, then you know you're incomplete, because you cannot deal with it. Okay, you cannot deal with those type of momentum. So hopefully this answer your question, chess philosopher. And hi, Bill. You know, I'm not somebody who's great. I just ordinary people, like a design engineer in Silicon Valley. Let me tell you one thing, so you understand why I get into all this thing. Say, for example, we here is going to make a product, a new product, okay, a new product. Of course, we have our competitor, right? Now, in Silicon Valley, if you want to make a product, you better find out, is there a patent on the product of the competitor? If there's a patent, what is there? What is claimed? Why they designed it that way? And how they do it? And sometimes we want to know who designed that, because there are a lot of gurus in the Silicon Valley, so you can kind of see his signature. And if you know the pattern, then you can avoid to step into somebody's pattern. If we develop a product which is step into somebody's pattern, you get sued, your company is going to lose money, your customer is going to be really pissed at you, because if the lawsuit come after 1 year you release the product, the customer has to pull all the product back, and the company sue you. You have to pay the other company, and you have to terminate whatever you produce. So at that sense, we need to know the what, why, how, in order so that we can do a honest job. Because we don't want to go copy somebody's stuff. We don't want to screw ourselves to put in our position so that we can get sued of being dishonest, right? So with the same mentality, all these books are written. So when if we answer what, why, how, then we're very sure we can get result, and we are clean. We are clear and clean. Okay. So I'm just an engineer like that. Just look at me like an engineer like that. So when I put my hand on the traditional Chinese martial art, I want to be, hey, clear what it is. Okay. I don't want to play expert. I just want to make sure that everything of this is known, so that you don't screw people. I why do we want to see people get screwed anyway, right? We want to help people so we all progress. And that's another reason I want to interpret, or I want to transfer the knowledge of the Ming Dynasty military to today with this this Kung Fu source code. Their attitude is not, hey, I'm better than you, I can beat you. No, they don't. They just go and experiment with techniques. And then they can tell you, oh, this guy is good in this guy is good in this guy is good in that. Like General Chi Guang. Okay, let me share with you one thing which is in my new book, the thing too, the new book. Okay, in the Kung Fu source code. Let me share with you one thing. So in this book, you have all kinds of array, military array. Okay, so it's like how you face your Japanese pirate when the Japanese pirates rush in. How do you have the man of array to play with him in the war, in the battle? And then, of course, the Japanese have their array too. So one of this array in this book, the Peking duck array, the very famous Peking duck array, which is actually contribute to actually defeat the Japanese pirate, is in the book of Chi Guang. And guess what? The idea, the original idea of that Peking duck array is not from Chi Guang, it's from Tang Sunzhi. Okay? So we need to know all this. So it's like we are designing a new product. You and I, all we are a team design a product. So as usual, when I was in the director in the company of the R&D department, I'm going to bring everything. Say, hey team, this is what it is. Okay, it's like what? Like if you watch the movie Apollo 13. When we want to bring the man's back to earth, that's how it is. So today in the traditional Chinese martial art, the Wing Chun, the same thing. We want to have a team, and we want to have all this knowledge, and our mission is to bring the man back to earth safely. Okay, so that's what I'm just practicing. I'm just a design engineer in Silicon Valley, nothing else. Okay, Lawrence, 1850s Chi Sao. Please watch my video the other day. Okay, make sure that you really understand what is in that video. Okay, that is really critical, because if you using your mindset, today's mindset, to think about what Chi Sao is, now you get in problem. Okay. What you never want to know is, like today in the movie, many movies showing that your hand like an antenna. You don't want to have a hand like antenna. That's why the other day when I say that you probe, you know, the other video, you're probing the mansao, probing the momentum. You don't want the hand to be like a antenna. Why? Thinking of if you contacting Mike Tyson's strike, how will your hand handle it, the momentum? You can. Because that momentum charge in Mike Tyson is so strong, this thing will flown away. When you get bounced like that, your entire body is shocked. Meaning you cannot change because now you are attacked. So you don't want to touch his hand. The second thing is you don't want to tangle with him with the hand, because the other party can use the momentum testing. I purposely want you to move your hand out and tangle with me while I'm going to do something else because I'm executing a combinations. So the concept of Chi Sao 1850 is not to chi your hand. It's to move with you, to synchronize, to move with you. When you need to dodge, you dodge. That is Chi Sao, not playing hand techniques, okay? Playing hand techniques like push hand today and everything, those is okay for recreation. For really martial art, forget about it. You cannot take that momentum. Okay, hopefully this explained to you, Lawrence, okay? Okay, Lawrence, Chi Sao just for close range or was it also for training shoot in? Well, Chi Sao is to actually synchronize with your opponent at the close range, as if you watch my video a few days ago on the 1850 Chi Sao. When you shoot in, as I explained over there, it is a complete different style. And no matter whether you are in close range or shoot in the distant range, you need to have your eyes contact, your vision. Okay? You need to have a vision contact, a visual inspection. Never ever blind your eyes and oh, I'm going to cheese out with you, you know. So you thought that in the real life, like in the movie, right? When people play combination with you, like in, you know, let's talk something. I get you something. Okay. This like, okay, this thing. This is planned to come down. Like you know, probing you on your face. Right away it dropped down to the ground level and kicks you. So if you close your eyes like that, you're in trouble, because those people are executing a combinations. So it is like you know, the Iron Man movie where you have a screen in front of you. So when you see the opponent, you evaluate the opponent and you say, okay, I'm going to use this combination. I'm going to probe him with this momentum probe, and right away I want to use this combination. Then I execute the combinations. So you cannot say, well, I'm going to go sense you. You sensing is too late, because how can you send a combination which have a change in the distance, the angles, and the level? You cannot catch it unless you have a good visions. You can see clearly, your body can respond, or else you dead. So hope that, you know, explain more to you, okay, and clear this thing up. So Bill said that these people are ignorant, General Qi proved his art in war. Yeah, I know. The Ming Dynasty is fighting for life. You know how bad it is? General Qi Jiguang spent 10 years in the southern China just to settle the thing. 10 years. General Qi Jiguang trained, the old army doesn't work. So he trained his army, the first batch, for about 3,000 people. After a year, it doesn't work because this is city people. So he get the second batch. He trained again. Not good. And then only the third batch, he found the people. So he had different testing for years in order to get there. People die, you know. So real life is not pretty. And so we are in this channel, we don't want to talk about fighting because there are many friends here who study with me. And always when they graduate from a class, we learn something and say, well, now you know how to run. So it is better that we learn, since we are not professional, we are not military, we are not police, we are not law enforcement. It's better that we learn that something is what is dangerous and we can run. And to know what is dangerous is very good enough in today's world, right? Oh, this is dangerous. I want to run away. I want to get away from this because I cannot handle this. Okay. So there's the idea. Okay. And Muhammad is asking, is the channel in Qigong and meridians are the same? Let me answer you this way. There are rules of channels. Channel is not just channels. Channel have rules, how the thing works, how the thing is incorporate with the breathing and your body motion. So when people talk about Qigong and channel, that's the reason why my proposal is everybody get this book. Okay, since it's affordable now, study on the Qi channel. Make sure you know what is the Qi channel. Many people today, when they do Qigong or internal art, their practice is violating the Qi channel handling. So that's what I like to share with you. Qi channel is a topic. Okay, this which is one of the core element within the 6 core element, but one need to be able to handle the what do you call it, the body, the physical, the mind, the breathing before one get into that. Without be able to handle the body, the mind, and the breathing, forget about it. So that's why the other day you see me asking people to jump vertically to test their body for their 1850, right? If one couldn't even jump, go up, explode up, drive up, and then going down, be able to absorb that, what do you call it, the impact, forget about Qi. Okay? Forget about Qi. So that is what I like to share with you. Okay? And it is a big topic, and you need to have the in-depth stuff. You don't want to just very general. Bill said that, do you know why Wing Chun have been transformed from 1850 to 1960 version? And I am asking for history perspective, why it changed from short strike to long range. Okay. 1850. At 1860s, the Wing Chun ancestor in Red Boat almost wiped out because they lost in the uprising. So the Wing Chun ancestor who is left went to their village or to hide out. Now there's a problem. At that time, the China is really chaotic. If you read about the Taiping Revolution, that era, mass destruction, mass killing of people, both in the Qing side and the Taiping side. And you don't have people have much educations. Okay? So from 1870, 60 to 70, you practically have a blackout there. And after the blackout in 1870s or so, about 13 years later, after 1854 or something, you have the opera start to come out. You know, start another new opera group. It's not the 1850 opera group anymore, because the 1850s opera group is anti-Qing. Okay, so and at the 1870 something, about 10 years later, 1860s, 1870s, that opera is the Qing allowed them to do that. At that time, many things have already changes. So many things have lost. So, but people need to live. So when people need to live, like all other traditional Chinese martial in China, they add in stuff which they think it works. Okay. So that's how it is, and it go propagate down to 1960. And Wing Chun, the issue with Wing Chun is because we found, by heaven's will, the writing of 1850s Wing Chun. If we don't find that Wing Chun, we will never be able to track it up to Shaolin Short Strike and Chi Chi Guang. So that's how it is historically. And then from 1900, you know it. No, you look back at today's writing, Wing Chun writing. At the end of 1800s, Wing Chun is no longer a short strike art. Majority of it in Canton is no longer a short strike art, even the writing. And then after 1900, it evolved, and then up to 1960, when it made popular by Bruce Lee and so forth, it changed to different thing. Okay, so historically, that's how it is. And again, I say that, you know, there's no blame there, and we must not blame, because from 1860s to 1960s, it is a time many people have difficulties to put food in their table. So that's how sad the situation is. And today we have the luxuries in looking into this thing. So it's not about blaming or looking down on people, but we want to find out what it is. Okay, we want to restore things as much as possible. So this is how it works. If we want to restore a culture, and how much we can do, we don't know, really, because I am not professional in those things. I research in the contents of the Chinese martial arts culture, but I am not the professional like Mike Tyson, those things, right? Or Mas Oyama, who practically live and train every day. Look at Mas Oyama of Kyokushin, the video of how he teach classes every day and all those things. I'm not, okay? But I can supply this part so that everybody know what is this, and then just hopefully some talented people. You know, Wing Chun have Bruce Lee, and there might be a Bruce Lee #2 come out soon, and so they can take all this, run. Okay, so that is how I see it. Hopefully, this answer your question, Bill. Anything else? Any question else? Nobody have any more question? So, Bill, do you have any question? So, you know, if there's any questions you have, ask me next week. And I do suggest that go study the basic Wing Chun art and science. This regard of you are Wing Chuners or you play Tai Chi or whatever. This is the bottom line of traditional Chinese martial arts. You need this. Otherwise, you cannot make sense of things. Okay? So this is like the English 101, those type of stuff. Okay? And of course, like this restricting Wing Chun, it is like your third year of college, very specific technical books, and not everybody will going to read it. Okay, but if you read this, it will help you in when you practice Qigong, practice Chinese martial arts. It will help practice meditation. You know what it is there. Okay. So Muhammad asking what relation between meridians and momentum on martial aspect. Well, that's again, go read this book. Meridians is about your human, is your biomechanics. Momentum is the applications of your biomechanics. So that's how it is. Hope that this is clear, Muhammad. Get the book, okay? It's like we go to college, you need to have a textbooks. If you don't have the textbooks, you will never see what it is. And all this is meant for textbooks. It's not meant for me or the what do you call it, the introduce me to the world. It's not. It's a textbooks. Okay, so that is for today, and see you guys next time. And I really recommend you guys go get the book and study it and asking me question here. There is the cheapest educations. Think about how can you get to a place to ask questions and know what is the questions, ask the proper questions, and need to get an answer for questions you don't know. Okay, so I do it free here so that everybody have a chance for educations. Chris Daniels, are there system you like to watch that to have pieces of general Qi Ji Guang or movement? Okay, number one, Wing Chun. This book have been it show you how from Qi Ji Guang to Shaolin Short Strike to the Wing Chun 1850. Okay, now, for example, Ba Ji and Xing Yi, the old Pa Ji and Xing Yi have the Ming Dynasty Qi Ji Guang times art there. One thing I can share with you, In Ming Dynasty, when they fight close body, they are really good in using their shoulder and their butt to strike. So as you can see, and from throw and all kinds of strike or throwing or banging, those kind of stuff. Like one of the example in the 32 momentum of the Qi Guang is using the shoulder to bang him when you get close. This is for short strike. Bang him. If he move away, you elbow him. Okay? You bang in from the angle. He moves like the other way, you elbow him. Okay? One of the example in the 32 thing. So if you look at the Ba Ji Quan and the Xing Yi, the old one, okay, not whatever developed today, they have that. You look at like Chen Tai Ji, they're using that too, using Qi Guang style. You compare like the drawing and this with today's Tai Chi, they use it too. The issue is some Tai Chi people, Chen Tai Chi people give credits to General Qi Guang. But most of the Tai Chi people, they don't. And so when they don't, those things are pseudo traditional Chinese martial arts. There's up for something. Now, if you go study like Ba Ji and so forth, they actually will tell you on the Qi Guang stuff. People who is in Ba Ji, I understand that they study General Qi Guang's writing. Another thing you want to watch out is the Southern art Choi Lei Fat. Choi Lei Fat also using General Qi Guang's momentum. The momentum, the way, okay? So you have General Qi Guang come down like that, and then you have like Ba Ji, you like Xing Yi, and then you have this in the Southern, you have Choi Lei Fat, you have Wing Chun, and both Choi Lei Fat and Wing Chun, actually, we know today that they are actually against Qing in the uprising, 1850s. Okay, so they are brothers. All these people who involved in military uprising and all this bodyguarding from the ancient, they are actually related to this. Also, the Fujian dogfish, the one who going down to the ground, you can track that into the General Qi Guang. Okay, so it is actually spread many ways, but because people don't understand what it is, they create their thing, which create the mess of today. So hopefully this answers your question, Chris. Yeah, it's very sad. Chris, really sad. Today, let me tell you one thing. And this is not only me saying this, okay? Many very very well-known Kung Fu teacher in the Asia tell me the same. He said, when we want to discuss, always the other party say, this is how my teacher teach me. And he said, that means I cannot say anything anymore when the other guy is saying that it is my teacher teaching this way. Okay? So this is the problem now. Okay, it's like when you ask me something, Chris, I say, God tell me this. So many of traditional Chinese martial art today have evolved into that way. And that's why there's no way to see what it is anymore. So even the real deal, if we get into my Sifu teach me this way, after a while, you really don't know what it is, because we messed the entire thing up. But if we go on the other direction and checking up with this and the ancient, like the reason why I do the restricting Wing Chun is so that I be able to share with you how the thing link down. This technique is for this. This technique is for this. Like for example, today in the lap sao of our Wing Chun, you never want to lap sao and pull him. You never want to do lap sao and pull him. Why? You pull him, he's going to crush into you. You pull him, you need to exert force here. So lap sao is, in the short strike art, is you just lap and then you just go close to him. Then your body is closing to his body, you control him. So that is the lap sao. As in here. You see this is a lap and the body get in. Not pulling that and pulling and punch you. No, just get in, because I get in. See, if I'm this far away, I pull you, I struggle with you, this 50-50, okay, whether I can pull you or not. Of course, you're going to struggle. The second thing is I'm going to punch you. This is so far away, I have only one weapon. With the ancient, because it's short strike art, when you borrow him, you get close. Your butt is close to him. Your shoulder is close to him. Your elbow is close to him. Your knee is close to him. And this hand, you are not struggling with him. Anytime you can strike him. So you have so much weapons there, and there is chi sao. Okay, so if we don't find out this on how exactly the Shaolin short strike, the general Qi Ji Guang time, the Ming Dynasty people use the tools, how are we going to do it? It's like we don't want to read instruction book for the iPad and we just go punching whatever we want. How are we going to make this work? So that's how it is, Chris, you know, it is really sad. And then right now you have Xi Xiaodong saying this and that, you know, it is destroying the culture. We like it or not, it is destroying the culture. And so over here, we just hope that give everybody who is interested in it an answer, a solutions, really clearly spread out, lay out the what, why, how, and who, so everybody have really learn something. Like if you want to learn Beethoven's the Fifth Symphony, you really know that you have the Fifth Symphony. Okay. Lawrence say, how is Lan Sao used? Does it press the opponent away like 1960? No. Lan Sao, okay, there's many concepts and many hand techniques in 1960s. It's not in the 1850. 1850 have the guarding hand, okay, so that the opponent not be able to get into you, like the contract, okay, the guarding position, like the contracting. The guarding position, so that you cannot strike into me. I protect myself. I contracting, and anytime I can shoot out when there's a angle in. Okay, and it always like to get close to you, because only if it get to you that all the weapon is there, and also it get to you, it actually dissolve your strength to him. It's like playing talking games. Okay, talking games. So it never push people away. If you push people away, they're going to strike you. The only time, as in this restricting Wing Chun, the only time you push people away is to create space. Making room. The only time you push people away is to making room. When it's too close, or when you want to surprise him, that you fighting very close, and then suddenly you push him, you're making room and you strike him, so that it is like to create the unpredictability. But you don't want to like pushing people away. Okay, hope that this is clear with you. Chris, let's just look at playing basketball. You see, all the basketball players need to have their body well conditioned, their core, their torso. Basketball player, same thing. Without that train, forget about it. Okay, I cannot standing there playing basketball. I cannot standing there like try to stop thing. Okay, so if we look at the basketball player, then we know the importance of the using of body. Okay, hope that this is clear. Just go to a basketball YouTube, okay, NBA and so forth. You look at how they handle their body. That is very good. Lawrence, no, the Lansao today is not. In 1960, if you look at it, it's not making room. Making room is a different style. Making room is very similar to Western boxing. When that too close in the clinch range, when they want to strike, they have to making room for the strike. No, like Western boxing, it's not like you put your gut out there. So it's a different type. When I'm talking about making room, is a different thing. Okay. So the making room in the short strike is like Western boxing, making room. Okay, get this book if you're really interested in the 1850s Wing Chun. Okay, because there's a lot of details there. Bill, how can the basic stand change so much? It is destructive for the body. I wonder how can a basic. Well, Bill, you face it when people, if they lost the 4 level of the general Qi Guang, then you know that what they thought, what they think is not consistent with what they need to develop anymore. So everybody can put in their 5 cents. At the end, nobody know what is going on. Okay, so Bill, there's what thing. So obviously they never know about this dynamic stuff, like in the general Qi Guang's momentum play. They thought that it is a posture. And if you thought that it is a posture, you have no way to examine, to verify whether that thing works or not. While Qi Guang is talking about a dynamic transient activity like playing basketball. Okay, once you start to play basketball, you never stop there. That's exactly in the same thing in Qi Guang's classic. Once you fight, it's momentum convert to another momentum. There's nothing there is have a hand position or anything. It's all momentum. Hope that this is clear. Okay. Any more questions? Lawrence, I want to share with you one thing, Lawrence, on this Lansao and everything. You need to be careful, okay? As I always say it, but many don't comprehend probably because you cannot use the mentality today to understand what the ancient present. If the body is not handled properly, forget about all these techniques. And in the beginning of this video today, if you are not here yet, watch that thing. The body method is like the basketball player body conditioning. If the body is not conditioned, you are not going to do slam dunk, you're not going to do all different stuff. So if you're just talking, I have 10 techniques, it doesn't mean a thing. So for the making room, like the Western boxing, when you get so close, your hook cannot really target him. You move aside a little bit to hook in. Same thing. When you get very close in short strike, it be able to, instead of move out to have a range, it just go pushing a little bit and shoot. Okay, so that is very different than today's concept of lan sao, or you stand there. And number one thing is, the question asked is, when you do lan sao, is your weight at the forward or backward? If your weight is at backward, at your back leg, and you try to do lan sao, you get pushed away. You try it in the Red Bull training band. Okay, it is just realistic stuff. Okay, so again, get the book, study it hard to every details. Make sure you clear your mind when you want to read this book. Otherwise, you will never see what it is there. So Muhammad, is there changing punch in 1850? Well, why do you need a chain punch? Muhammad, why do you need a chain punch? See, this is exactly the problem. If you're using a mentality of today, try to think of what Qi Ji Guang present, you'll never think that way. Like people say, well, is Man Sao, does 1980, does the 1850s Wing Chun have a Man Sao? Well, you don't ask that question. Why? Because they don't play with Sao, they play with momentum. Okay? And also, Muhammad, you say here, since there is a probing hand and the posture is different. Well, it's not a probing hand, it's a probing, momentum probing. And momentum probing is not, it got nothing to do with posture. So if you're keeping thinking posture, it's like you're thinking that a car stopped there in a certain way. Compare with a driving car, there's a completely different issue. Okay, so see you guys next week. And okay, I see the last one Bill asked. Okay, so this last question, Bill, I wonder how the people think that clamping the knee together is good for the basic stance. This have to do with some kinds of tradition, some kinds of really bad practice in tradition. Number one, if somebody say that this is how my Sifu teach me, then everybody say, well, you must not change it. The Sifu is always right. Okay. The second thing, if you go to do a research, statistically, you look at all those who clamp their knees, see how many of them have problem with their knees. Okay. So when you take the teacher is always right, dogmatism is not scientific, and you don't know what that stand is for, that's where the problem comes. Okay. So that's the issue. And also for Lawrence, you know, all these things cannot be up for everybody's interpretations. That's why, again, why I brought up this book, why I'm going to release the Kung Fu source code, because we cannot just go define whatever it is. You know, I'm not General Qi Ji Guang. I'm not going to every day facing the Japanese pirate and can get chopped down at any time. If any time, okay? Imagine that it's General Qi Ji Guang time. It's not like I stay here in Silicon Valley and I can talk big for you. every day I'm facing the attack, and the attack will come from wherever, okay? And every day I can get killed. So you look at those kind of people, those kind of military situations, they are trained differently, right? So we don't want to say, hey, I know it, I'm smart, I can how do you say that? Do it my way, interpret it my way, my opinion. Okay, you practically cannot do that. Bill, it has to. And General Qi Ji Guang is really, really scientific, even though they don't have the terms of scientific. If we don't have the term of scientific, if we don't do it scientific, we are actually killing ourselves. Verdoc saying that if you have a good Wing Chun, one punch will deliver the job. Chain punch is 1960s movie type. Today's, very sadly, the Wing Chun movie have actually screwed Wing Chun much more than people know. Have misled people. So I'm not talking about whose lineage or whatever. I'm talking about movies. Okay, so please get clear on this. So not to saying the Hendrik is attacking this lineage, that I'm not. I'm just saying that movie have sent out really fantasy stuff, and they are screwing Wing Chuners left and right. Okay. So as you say that chain punch, let me ask you a question. Look at Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali. How often, if they do the same punch with the same angle and same distance, how often is Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali doing the same type of punch, left and right, with the same angle and same distance? Or they never do that. They punch one angle, one distance, one level. The next is going to next type of a level and angle and distance. So that tell you what is reality. Will, see, we here like to discuss reality, right? Not that I'm better than you, you are better than me. I can be wrong too, right? So, but the end of the conversations or the meeting or have a chat like every Saturday, we all learn something, right? So that is the idea that we all improve, right? We all the same. We all are schoolmate in traditional Chinese martial arts. So we give it a fair trade, right? If it's no good, we say it's no good. If it's proper, we say it's proper. So that we all learn, we all get better. So this is to sharing for today, and if you like it, come back next week. And if you guys have my books, please read it and ask questions. Why do you want to spend some money, even 10 cents? If you buy a book for 10 cents, you put in your library, you don't want to read it, you're wasting your money. Okay, so don't do that.